Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta, where our mission is to create a beloved community, acting together with compassion, reason, and respect, empowering us to promote a just society. My name is Abigail Drescher. My pronouns are she, her, and today I'm co-creating this service with Reverend Nic our UUCA choir, and our music director, Josef Patchen, the talented tech folks running our tech deck, and all of you. We are all shaping this moment together. In honor of this sacred moment and respect for each other, would you please take a moment to put your devices on worship mode? If you're a first-time visitor today, we encourage you to stop by the greeters table following the service to get more acquainted with the church. Our membership coordinator, Fern Smith, would love to chat with you and find out about your interests. It's right back there. The blue card in the seat pocket in front of you can be a great guide for that conversation. You're also more than welcome to join us for coffee and snacks after worship in the common room, also fish fry. Existing community members will know newcomers by their green or red name tags. These different colors indicate how comfortable folks are with engaging with new people as they explore a new experience. Green means, please speak with me. Let's get to know each other right away. Red means, you can say hi to me, but I would prefer to get to know folks more slowly over time. And those of you on Zoom, please consider staying online after the service to chat and connect with each other.
Welcome, everyone. So happy to see each of you here today as we celebrate a holy day for all, Earth Day. We do so first by lighting our chalice, as we do each week. Our core ritual, as you use, is to light this chalice, a symbol of hope and passion and faith. Today's words that will light the chalice by are by Amy Bowden Friedman, entitled Once More. Once more, the earth has turned toward the light of the sun. As we are bathed in the light of a new day, so may we greet the dawning of fresh possibility. Once more, we awaken from our slumber. As our bodies rise to meet the challenges and pleasures of living, so may our hearts and minds open with promise. Once more, we gather for worship as we join our voices in word and song. So may this assembly bring forth wholeness. Come, let us worship.
And now, as our bodies indeed rise, in body or spirit, please sing our opening hymn with us, Rising Green. The lyrics will be on the screen. If you'd like to read the music, you may find a link for it in your digital order of service, or open a teal hymnal to page 1068.
I have one combined joy and sorrow to share. The joy is, man, the amount of people that came out to help clean the campus up yesterday was phenomenal. If you walk around, you'll see some really good work done. Many thanks to Richard Dillon Beck for being one of the guiding lights in that process for many, many years. Yeah. Richard's last Sunday with us is next week. He's moving up to Maine to be closer to his son, right, and daughter. and we will miss him terribly. So if you can come next week to celebrate him, please do. We'll do something nice to make sure he feels like we love him, because we do. Another pseudo-sorrow that during the campus cleanup yesterday, you may have noticed a new design on our window right out here. It was unintentional. I was weed whacking. It was me. I was weed whacking, and I threw a rock. And we now have just a nice spider web throughout the entire window. So, yeah. It's the interdependent web of glass. And one final note, just to let you all know, this world is hard right now, both in our personal lives and overall. There are things happening online that have just been terrible. And if there's anything that you need to talk about, if you need to reflect on with me, please come to me, and I'm happy to chat with you at any time, just to move through all the hard bits with you. And with that, let's move into a time for prayer and meditation. I invite you to settle your bodies and your minds to be as comfortable as you feel necessary in this moment. Take a moment now as we enter into this spacious time to experience all that's around you through sight, hearing, touch, whatever sense connects with your soul the deepest, whatever works for you. Notice the furniture you are resting on, the hymnal that may be in your lap, the carpet beneath you, and if you're at home on Zoom, the tea or coffee in your cup, the warmth against your hands. All of this and most everything that sustains us is thanks to nature and its resources. The earth is our home, but these days the majority of us live deeply disconnected from it, forgetful of the profound continuity between nature and ourself.
As we approach Earth Day this week, it is nice to connect with a sense of gratitude for the gifts of nature that surround and sustain us, which day to day we take for granted. Water to drink, sunlight to brighten and warm our days, trees to clean the air, earth rich in nutrients to grow our food. When we look with awareness, we see that we are part of nature and not apart from it. Today is also a time to remember that our earth is at risk. The time is also now for us each to consider how we can play our part individually in caring for its future. As we do, it becomes clear that something deeper must change within us all, at the core of our being.
Without an urgent shift in the state of our awareness and behavior, the repercussions of this crisis will begin to play out in all areas of life. At this critical point, mindfulness has an important role to play. The simple act of cultivating awareness is one of the first steps we can take to help us begin to rebuild the relationship we have with the earth. When we become awake to the interconnection of life on earth and aware of our interdependence with it, we naturally deepen our respect and intention to care for it.
These small shifts in attention and in intention allow us to begin to make choices that are better for the planet and have a common humanity at their heart. And although they may not feel much on an individual level, when they gain pace collectively, we may begin to see seismic shifts taking place.
I invite you now to sit silently a bit longer as you take in the beauty and grandeur through the windows. Stay open to all the sights and sounds here in this room as you remain present, even to the irritating bits, as you stay present to all that's around you, to nature. May we be blessed and may we be a blessing.
All right, this is gonna be a little bit more joyful, guys, sorry. All right, so again, Whitney Civitaris, she, her. I am also on the stewardship committee, and I'm just kind of giving you guys an update on the pledge drive as well. Today, as of the send out of our newsletter, this is what I'm going with. So if it's gone up hot since then, don't know, but we are at 191, 651, 38. So we are inching closer and closer to the 200 mark, and hopefully, you guys, if you haven't already pledged for the year, we would love to have you guys, contribute as well. Again, these spaces are becoming more important than ever, as you can clearly see in my personal life here. So I am definitely an advocate of you guys helping fund this space as long as possible, because it has been a blessing for my family, and I know it's been for a lot here. So if y'all have any questions, you can see myself. I think Chris is here, Grushinsky. You've got Trania, also as well in stewardship. So really any of us, if you have any questions, we're happy to get you set up. And thank you. Oh yeah, the rollover. I'm so sorry, thank you. Yes, the people who are already here and have pledged previously, if you have not confirmed your pledge, we will be doing the rollover this week to maintain what yours was previous year. So just heads up on that as well. And also thank you.
Hey, everyone. Adventure. Adventure. This word holds a lot of meaning to me. In my early 20s, I worked for a program with this word in the title, and it shaped who I am today. We often think of this word as something extraordinary, over the top, dangerous. But I invite you, challenge you, as we celebrate Earth Day and Mother Earth, to consider everyday interactions with nature as an adventure. Because an adventure doesn't have to be over the top or dangerous. It can simply be an experience with an unexpected outcome. And I see a lot of visitors today, so I imagine a lot of you are experiencing an adventure right now. A couple weeks ago, on spring break, I was hiking through the woods in a state park in Georgia with Rowan. He's my 6-year-old son. Not dangerous or extraordinary, but I promise you, an adventure. I told Rowan to watch his step as he was stepping on the flowers. Very tiny purple periwinkle, to be exact. He said he didn't care. Standard. Instead of getting mad, I took a deep breath in from the natural air and said, "You should care because Mother Earth cares about us." His response was again standard. "No, she doesn't." Again, I took another deep breath. I said, "She does. She cares by giving us the sun for warmth, the flowers for beauty, and the wind to breathe. She also provides us the chance for adventure, from tiny periwinkle to raging West Virginia whitewater to the daffodil in the sidewalk." So again, I challenge you to find everyday adventure in Mother Earth and here in this ever-evolving beloved community. I hope you learn and grow from those adventures, and I encourage you to ensure others can be impacted by these adventures by giving and creating beloved community together today. Cash and checks are gratefully received, or you may use the text to give using the information about to appear on the screens. Would the ushers please come forward?
Can't we change the
Thank you for your generosity.
Last month, and a little bit during our meditation today, we have been wrestling with the idea of paying attention. It's suggested rather often that the healthiest way to live and experience life's bounty is to kind of single-mindedly pay attention to now, to be present to now. However, it's more complex than that, as everything is. It's far more complex, in fact. When practiced mindfully, we necessarily pay attention to more than merely the material phenomena directly within the extremely narrow scope of our own senses. It's much more deep and broad than that. Full mindfulness, or mindfulness, of the present moment also includes an awareness of humanity and life well beyond ourselves. Mindfulness acknowledges the present moment, is inclusive of all the unimaginable amount of causes and conditions which led us to this point. And that's a holy endeavor because it serves and supports wholeness. And only a few historical, or maybe historical religious figures like Buddha or Jesus may have had access to that full picture. It's also obligatory to note, though, that our direct experience of and presence with any given moment is still incredibly powerful. It's both and, especially when it enhances our compassion for and relationship with whatever and whoever is directly in front of us, with Earth herself. When it amplifies all of nature in her wondrous glory, experienced with wonder and awe through all our available senses. By paying attention to our blue boat home, we actively honor the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part, an integral part. And we are therefore and necessarily pulled to protect Earth and all beings from exploitation. We are called to create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We are lured to repair harm and damaged relationships. Today, I'm going to practice paying attention to Earth through story, imagining what can be based on what is. Today, I'm going to gush about the beauty of Earth and about truly experiencing every moment of Earth's splendor to make it as lovable as possible. By doing so, we embrace possibility. To perhaps help those of us who already feel deeply for her connect even more and reignite the love for Earth others may have forgotten. Similar to the way the Sufi poet Hafez speaks of God as his love, intentionally igniting a deep, passionate love for the sacred. This sermon is fully intended to be an allegorical love story for and about Earth, including epic levels of beauty, potential tragedy, and yes, even romance. Romance, because there is an erotic pleasure that can emerge from our relationship with nature, but I digress. Before I proceed, I think it's important that you know my definition of love, because I'll be using that word and that concept a lot. Love is a feeling, yes, but more importantly, love is also an action. Love is doing all you can for wholeness, for yourself, others, the planet. Love is an utter, unqualified, unmitigated, embodied desire for wholeness, and simultaneously, a sincere acknowledgement that somebody is already whole. More on this big old both and later. In a way, I agree with people when they say God is love. The holy, or rather wholeness, is the direct result of love in action. Love witnesses wholeness. Love creates wholeness. The holy and love are inescapably linked. And today, earth is the subject of my love. In the future, I woke up early. The sun was just beginning to peer over the mountain peak in the east. The mountain's face looked asleep against the backlight of the morning glow. I looked at her in awe. How lucky I am, I thought. I wanted to surprise my love that morning with a special treat. I planned to plant the new spring crop, giving my love's soil a rest from the previous season's harvest. It was going to be a renewal for her system, a gift in reciprocity for all she has given me, all she gives me. I began carefully tending the field as she soon woke up in all her glory, singing like 1,000 songbirds. She had such an exquisite voice. Her familiar jasmine, magnolia, and rose perfume filling the air. That scent drove me wild. I was smitten. I would do anything for her. I love her. From the beginning. I met my love when I was young, basically as soon as I was born. It was love at first sight. As we grew together, I was enchanted by her and all her majesty. She was more complex than anything I could ever imagine, so magical. Each time I walked through her gardens, her forests, even splashed in her puddles. Each time was the most miraculous moment I had experienced in my life, at least at that moment. When I found a fascinating bug, like a stick bug, who was trying its best to look like a tiny part of my love's endless wardrobe, I would gently pick it up and study it closely. It was so wonderful. Life was so wonderful. My love was wonderful. As a teenager, I began to take her love and all she provided for granted. There were aspects of her I still cared about, especially technology that emerged from her, but I wasn't seeing her for her. And as I grew older, we grew apart for quite a while. I just stopped paying attention to her. I stopped paying attention to anything. I was basically blind to the beauty right there in front of me. I certainly didn't notice she was starting to suffer. I never would have acknowledged I was part of that suffering, a part of her. So as she suffered, I suffered too. It wasn't just me. Everyone stopped noticing her. Nobody was paying attention, at least not to her. Many people used her. They objectified her. As people took and took, nobody worried about her wholeness. Nobody loved her. I certainly didn't love her anymore. I barely loved myself. Like an unloved child, this kind of treatment over time made her unbelievably sick, physically, mentally. Understandably, with compounding trauma, she began lashing out more. Her temper often grew into an unstoppable force. Some folks started to see her pain, even started to see why she was in pain. They had to. They were starting to feel the pain themselves. Yet tragically, many others ignored her even more, denied she was sick, cared more about taking from her to serve their own needs without realizing their needs were her needs. They wouldn't survive if she didn't survive. It seemed love was lacking everywhere. One year was especially bad. It was a perpetual tempest of unrequited love. Nobody seemed to care about her wholeness at all, and she responded in kind. She stormed through like never before. With her awful strength, she wiped out whole villages, whole cities of people. Cities were demolished. Thousands of people died. Other parts of her body were simply on fire. And each time she caught on fire, it became more difficult for her to cool down, which of course led to more fires. As her dis-ease spread, her simmer turned to a boil. Her natural cycles were being eroded by a new cycle of death and destruction. And on top of this, a pestilence had swept across her surface and seemed to put everyone she ever knew at risk. The relationship between her and everyone else seemed to be completely severed, seemed to be unrestorable. The impending tragedy, Shakespearean. Double homicide, which is really just one big suicide, seemed to be unfolding. The story seemed to be ending. In fact, there was a chance there would be no more story to tell at all. No one left to tell it. Unlike Romeo and Juliet, my love and I had a small yet dedicated support system with a little bit more emotional intelligence than we see in that story. There were many people who did in fact care for her. They did what they could so she would be seen, feel seen, really seen. They validated her needs, which was the first and biggest step toward her needs being met. I became one of those people when I started to see what was happening. I remembered how much I absolutely adored my love when I was younger. I couldn't stand to see her in pain, but I had to. I had to see it so I might help relieve it. As I watched more and more intentionally, I couldn't help but notice how much beauty still remained which deserved recognition. As I began to see her, work with others to heal her, to restore her wholeness, I began to love her again. I began doing the work of wholeness. It was holy work. Some of the technology that emerged from her became her own balm. There were now ways to share her power that modern humans required through safe, non-invasive procedures. Like a Wagnerian singer, my love already wielded the lung capacity it needed to take the pressure off her to produce other, more scarring ways. The relationship became far less one-sided. I also started to return to her what was once hers. Good food, as it is with most, is the way to my love's heart. For her, the healthiest food and most easily edible happened to be the tastiest. She began to grow, to regrow in body and spirit. She was healing. We all were. There was a renewed reciprocal relationship forming, reforming. And she was also loved by another in the sky. The sun gave her so much to make her whole. Healthy relationships are always the saving grace. A return to the future. After many years of shared effort to amend all I'd done, all we had done, she and I were once again deeply, deeply in love. It wasn't easy work to come back into a relationship, but it had to happen. Without her wholeness, nobody can be whole. And she worked hard too, because my love loves me. She desires my wholeness so she might be whole. I am part of her, and she part of me. Without each other, wholeness is impossible. May I be mindful of that always. May I never forget how much she needs me and how much I need her. May her beauty be a reminder of that need every day of my life until I return to her as dust. Ashe.
Once again, you're invited to rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn for the vote home. Sheet music may be found in your digital order of service on page 1064 of the teal hymnal near you.
Please be seated for one moment before we rise again for Spirit of Life. The Hebrew root of the word blessing is shared with that of benediction, the way we close most services. The Latin word benedicere, clearly influenced by Hebrew as per usual, interestingly was also translated to worship by our English-speaking ancestors. Worship, or worth shape, quite literally means to shape that which has worth. When we care about and respect something as worthy, we also have a role in shaping it. We UUs declare that every person is inherently worthy. Every person has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We also honor the interdependent web of all existence with reverence for the great web of life, and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We believe everything and everyone has worth. The truth is, everything and everyone has worth. Therefore, when we worship, we are shaping everything. We're shaping ourselves. We're shaping the whole. We're shaping the holy. Some might say that we are shaping God. Another etymological ancestor of blessed adds an interesting twist. The Aramaic word underlying our English word blessed is tubayun, which literally means ripe or ready for picking. And when that word is used in reference to people, it can mean integrated, whole, complete, mature. Now, the interplay between worship and blessing is quite compelling, it seems. When we bless something, we do the act of making it integrated, whole, complete, mature. When we worship something, we shape that which is already whole. We experience blessing, and we bless through words, art, holy days, friendship, community, music, pets, fish fries, and. All are blessings, and we bless all. Blessing is very much both a noun and a verb. We are a blessing, and we offer blessings. Perhaps the most powerful blessing is love, also a noun and a verb. Now that was a whole lot of words, y'all. No more words. Instead of a spoken blessing or benediction today, we are going to do a blessing. We are going to bless the earth with whom we are in sacred relationship. Directly after Joseph plays the postlude, I invite anybody who's willing, anybody who's willing and able, to join me for about 20 minutes of blessing the planet by cleaning her up a little bit. We did that here yesterday on the church campus, among. Today we go beyond, traveling in groups of 3, that's important, groups of 3, up and down the surrounding roads and sidewalks, picking up every bit of trash we see. One person in each group can take turns holding a bag, which will be provided along with some gloves, just outside here in the foyer, while the other 2 folks in that group pick up and toss any trash they find. While some of us do this, members of the board will continue preparing our fish fry meal, ready to be eaten when we return, breaking bread among and beyond, feeding each other and the community with the gifts nature has provided, in relationship with each other, our surrounding community, our earth. More embodied love, more embodied blessing. Now, you don't have to join me while I go clean some streets up, and I'd love your company. Until then, let us finish our service. Let's finish our worship, as we do each week, by singing Spirit of Life.
All the